Well, I came through drive-through and placed an order, got to the first window where you pay, and the drive-through employee that was working at the time recognized him or thought, noticed that the car was Ohio tags on it and it was a white Fusion, and took his money and he pulled to the next window. Meanwhile, she stepped out of there and called the state police right away. And I pulled my front drive-through girl out of the window and had myself and my supervisor present at the window, and basically just told him it was going to be a minute for his fries, which it wasn't really. We were just trying to make sure she got in contact with the state police, and he didn't want to wait for the fries, which was fine. He took his 6-piece, didn't want any money back, and headed out onto Buffalo Road. And about the minute he turned right on Buffalo Road, the state police was right behind him at that point. So it was he couldn't have got more than, I don't know, 100 yards on Buffalo Road before the police were behind him.
How does it feel to be the owner of this place, your employees, yourself coming through and helping basically to end this drama of this killer?
Well, I'm just very proud of my staff and how they handled it. I was here at the time when it all went down, and how my staff handled it. That's what I'm most proud of, and I'm just thankful that nobody else got hurt, and that he's well. We already know what happened to him after that, but yeah, I'm just very proud.
You talked to him. You went to the window?
Yeah, my supervisor's the one that conversed with him out the window, but I was standing just off to the side making sure that her phone call was going through. But yeah, he, from what my supervisor told me, he was it looked like he was a little nerved up, a little agitated, and then just didn't want to wait. Said he had to go. So I'm thinking, at that point, he might have been thinking that somebody in the store recognized him and was trying to get out of here.
So it's over. Your McDonald's was where it all started.
I guess so. Yes, I guess so. So that's good. Good for us, and good for everybody that lives in this area. That we're all very concerned about it. It's just nice that it's all over.
Now, you said another employee might have talked to him.
Yeah, one of my counter employees was actually on break, was sitting behind the restaurant, and when he pulled up to, before he placed his order in drive-thru, he asked her for directions on how to get to the interstate from here. So I'm not sure if this was his last stop to get something to eat before he went on his travels, but it didn't work out that way for him, so, which is good. My back drive-thru employee looked real nerved up, which I would be too. As soon as we kind of realized what was going on and she was making the phone call, didn't really think about it, to be honest with you. My biggest concern was keeping my employees safe. So we pulled we had a young girl in the front drive-thru. I pulled her immediately out, just under the suspicion that it might be him, just so that my employees were safe, which is why my supervisor and I kind of handled it at the window. But while it was going on, no, just wanted to make sure that the proper people were contacted, and if it was or was not the guy, we're not 100% sure, but we had a pretty good idea.
So when you heard it may have been him, what went through your mind? Like, oh my gosh, I gotta check this out.
I've heard so many people say you can't possibly be around here, so I looked out and I'm like, it sure does look a lot like him, so let's get this. And she was already on the phone at that time, so hats off to my crew and managers that work here. Just so proud of how they handled everything.
And what do you think of the state police's response?
Their response was, it had to be 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds. So, I mean, I don't know how far, I haven't left, but I don't know how far down the road he was, where he eventually did what he did, but couldn't have been that far from here. So they were on him.